Hey guys, so let's talk grip. Let's talk pipe band drumming, stick position, let's talk traditional grip. There is lots and lots of video tutorials out there telling you how to hold your sticks. Now just remember, free content does not always equate to quality content. So I wanted to share something with you because it disappoints me when I see people being taught something incorrectly. They perfect it and then it's a habit, they formed that habit. I want to share with you guys all of my knowledge around stick position. And I've been fortunate enough to compete at the top level of pipe band drumming internationally and to be teaching for over 2 decades. So I wanted to share some stuff with you that will help you, whether you're at the start of your learning journey, somewhere in the middle, if you're at the very top and you're wanting to tweak things, there might be something in here that's really valuable. So let's look at how we hold these sticks. So obviously we've got an overhand grip and an underhand grip, right? Nice and easy. Now, when I first started out, I remember this left hand felt a bit weird. This was a little bit more natural. But let's focus first of all on the right hand. So there's 3 different types of overhand grip, right? So we've got this German grip here, which is very tight, as you can see. Right, it's a German timpanist grip. German timpanists are renowned for massive dynamics and lots of wrist technique. We've got this, which is your French timpani grip. You can use it in pipe band drumming, but we call it French timpani grip. Right, their French timpanists are much more nimble and they have a lot more speed. So they have a little bit more of that finesse going on. However, they don't have as much of the dynamic range that the German timpanists get with the wrist movement. Now we also have this hybrid, so half German, half French. And it's what we call American grip or hybrid grip. And so it sits about here, right? And what we are able to do, we're able to utilize the wrist and the fingers. So you can get a bit of both. And that's the grip there, that hybrid that the vast majority of pipe band drummers who are playing consistently at a high level across all the different grades, the ones who are playing consistently at a high level have that technique. That's one of the commonalities. And of course, there are people who are what we'd call outliers, who sit outside that zone, who have different techniques. That's all good. But the most common one is the one I've just shown you. And that's the one, if you start looking at some of the great players across many decades, that's what you'll see happening is a nice relaxed grip, a little bit of a bridge here, right? So you're holding a bridge. Right, let's put the hands up, high five position, and let's think about how we hold this stick. Super simple. So you want to make sure that the pad of the thumb is on the stick, and on the pointing finger here, you want to make sure that the top joint here is just slightly cradling the stick. And we hold it about 1/3 or probably more 1/4 of the way up the stick, right? That's how we hold it. You can see the bridge, not gripped like this. The bridge there, so it's nice and relaxed. We don't want any tension through here because that tension will move to the nearest joint, which will be your wrist, your elbow, or maybe it could even go up to your shoulder. We don't want injuries, right? So I used Jim Kilpatrick KP2 stick, and he doesn't endorse me. I'm not getting paid to tell you that. The reason I'm telling you that is because I've been playing for decades, and this is the stick that I've used for the vast majority of my playing. Very consistent, well made, Jim Kilpatrick KP2 stick. And the great thing about this is on the right hand, the pad of my thumb, there's a Jim Kilpatrick signature, sits right on Jim, right? The name Jim. Right, so that's a good way to know that you're holding it roughly in the right position. Then you put your fingers on. Some people use 2, some people use 1, okay? But if you've got all of them, you've got more control, right? And they can come off and on, but for the vast majority, you want to keep those fingers in touch with the stick in a nice light way. You don't want to over grip the stick. And in terms of the way the stick's pointed, you want to keep it from the elbow, wrist, right to the point at the tip of the stick. They're all in line. So when you do that, we don't want this motorbike handle, right? Because then you're doing this, there's no control. You want to think of it like, say, a surgeon with a scalpel, and they're trying to make sure that they're very detailed with what they do. We want to do the same thing and be very detailed with where we place the tip of the stick, because we want to make sure we're in control of everything we do on the drum, on the pad, right? So that's our right hand grip. Okay, it's nice and relaxed, nice fluid motion straight up and down. That's what we're looking for. So hopefully that helps you troubleshoot if you're doing some different grips. If you've got the German grip, you're very tight, you're going to be more susceptible to some RSI, that repetitive strain injury. I've taught several of the Swiss Basel drummers, and they have a very different technique. This is how they hold their right stick, okay? It's very different to us. But that's the way they do it that serves their drumming style. Us pipe band drummers, this is what we aim for here. Okay? Left hand, totally different thing altogether. So that's your underhand grip. Okay, it's underneath the stick. Why did that get developed? Well, most of you guys will probably already know. If we go back to those military years when we had the sling on, the drum to the side, if we drummed like this, you'd hit the rim of the drum. So we do this, and it moves around the rim. Now, of course, most of us use harnesses now. You've got a flat-ish surface, maybe a slight angle on the drum. But this is tradition, guys. This is what we've done for many, many, many years in pipe band drumming. And I'm a big believer in keeping those traditions alive. And so I always teach my left hand like this, right hand over grip. So over here, you've got a resting point, right? It must sit in this bridge. I call this the little bridge, right? It sits down in here. And I see some people doing this where you've got a gap here. If you're pinching the stick, just let the stick sit there. You shouldn't have to suspend it up in space like this. Let it sit there and relax. Next thing is you got to have a second resting point. So we use the ring finger for that. And we rest it. I'll just come a bit closer. Okay, we rest it. So there's your nail just behind the nail and the knuckle there. So we're looking at that. Okay, there's a different view. Thumb, we don't want this. And I'll go into detail on this thumb a little bit more in another couple of lessons. So just keep an eye on the YouTube channel and you'll see those lessons. But you want to keep the thumb flat. And I will explain that fully in a separate lesson. So you want these fingers to be hugging the stick, not pushing onto the stick, not out here, just chilling. There we go. And you've got your resting finger under here, okay? That is our underhand grip, our left hand grip, okay? And it should be relaxed. It should be pointing towards the pad. We don't want any of this. We don't want any of this. Stay relaxed. And if you look at arm positions and elbows, we don't want this. Look at the positions of the tips of the sticks when I do that, right? They move. So we want the tips of the sticks to be close to the pad when we're just in chill mode. And we also want to make sure that our arms are not stuck to our rib cage. You want to be relaxed. We want to be chill when we're playing. So guys, that is your overhand for your right grip, underhand for your left grip, and that's what we call traditional grip. This is matched grip. For the majority, we don't do that as pipe band drummers. Not to say I haven't seen pipe band drummers. I've had people come to me who'd already been taught before like this, and they wanted to stay like this, and I'm cool with that. At the end of the day, I just want all you drummers to be having as much fun as possible. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this session. If you've got any questions, comment below or head across. You'll see there's a link below. Head across to my free Facebook group where I go live often. I do masterclasses often. You get a chance to kind of question and answer with me as well. So head across and check that out. And whatever you do, guys, keep up the good work and keep striving for excellence in your drumming.